Mike Newton. He's going to be in the Prospect Boss podcast this week. He owns the company Tidewater Management Group. It's a Medicare and life insurance agent resource offering great commissions, and they also throw in sales training support, suppliers, bonuses, incentive trips, and more. So could you tell us a little bit more about your company and what it does exactly?
Great. I love it. That's a great question. Fantastic. Do you want me to go ahead and go and do it now, or do you want me to
Yeah,
wait
yeah.
till you? Okay, cool. Well, first and foremost, Summer, thanks for having me on. Yeah, so the name of our organization is Tidewater Management Group. We're a senior market agency here in Raleigh, North Carolina. We are a very blessed organization. We primarily specialize in Medicare is pretty much what we're known for, supporting independent brokers and agency owners to help them build and create wealth for their families, and also to help beneficiaries in the senior market. So we've been around for quite some time. We partner with a couple of thousand brokers across the country. We are national, but have a fantastic team here that is dedicated to our partners and really just trying to provide the best service, technology, resources, all that good stuff. So, as I'm sure there are probably some FMOs out here listening, we're always trying to improve our value proposition and what's going to make us different. And as many of you know, as business owners, that changes every day. So, we just try to stay flexible and meet the needs of our partners on a daily basis.
Okay. So you're a senior marketing agency. So what does that mean, like being a senior marketing agency versus being like I guess just a marketing agency? Is there really a difference?
Oh, yeah, good question. Probably, I probably mess that answer up, which I typically do sometimes. So I say we're a senior market agency because that's the demographic that we specialize in. We typically help people that are 65 and older. People that are looking for Medicare, final expense insurance, or annuities become really popular as of late. But nothing, we don't want to call, like, we're not a senior to somebody else. It's just the population that we help. The US population is typically 65 and older. Sorry about that.
Oh, yeah, no, it's okay. Is your, people are like, what's this? They ask what Prospect Boss is, and I'm like, CRM dial lead generation. They're like,
Yeah.
what's that?
What does that mean? Right.
Yeah. So I understand. Okay. So what sort of, I saw on the website that your agency offers training. So what sort of training do you offer agents?
Oh man, I can go down a rabbit hole here for a while, but I won't. I think one of our most unique value propositions is that because we work with so many successful brokers and agency owners, we here at Tidewater, we don't have a specific training system, right? Because everybody's different. It depends on where you work, what markets you're in. But what we really like to do is with our broker partners, we have a big community within our broker partners. And we are on our, like, specifically on our podcast, we will interview our top producing brokers and agency owners. And we basically let them tell their story of how they get in front of people, how they build their business, and how Tidewater came alongside of them to help them grow their business. And how that's really helped us is, like I said, everybody's different. Everybody in this industry is different. And what it really has done is we have people on our podcast that will talk more about grassroots marketing, right? Well, we have other broker partners that don't do well at grassroots marketing, but they really enjoy our interviews with our brokers that do a lot digitally, or do a lot, with carriers or whatever it might be. So, like, what we try to do is we identify our brokers that are out there really doing well, and we get them on our podcast, and we almost let them train, and just share. So it's one of our requirements when we talk to our brokers is we're like, hey, look, if once things really start going well, we want you to share with the community into what you're doing. And it's really sparked a lot of brokers to say, oh my gosh, if if he's doing that or if she's doing that, I can do that. Or the other way around. So, our unique value proposition is that, like, we don't want to sit here and preach to our partners. We want them to hear it from their peers, to see what's working. So, but that's really, we have that community now. Of course, we do a lot of trainings on our technology. We have a YouTube channel. We do face-to-face seminars with our partners, but it really just comes down to communication. Like, how are you getting those trainings out? And our podcast, I'm live because my light just went off, but our podcasts are one of our most popular training platforms right now.
Yeah, I've been listening to podcasts more. There's several on marketing. There's actually there was one I found on Spotify about Meta this or about like Facebook ads
Yeah.
or Meta now. And I actually found this guy. He has a really powerful YouTube page, and I actually see some of the Meta employees think that he's like a secret Facebook employee, actually, because he just understands the program so well. But that was nice because if anybody who that works with Facebook knows, like their ads manager at a business rate, all that can be tough to
Oh yeah.
navigate just because they're always changing the settings. It's
Oh
not
yeah.
necessarily because it's difficult, it's just constantly changing. And there's no, really, they don't keep up with the articles enough, I don't believe. Oh, with all that being said, it was like almost a way of finding a training for me just through a
Yeah.
podcast. So
Oh yeah.
they're really powerful, and they've been around a while, and they keep getting more and more specific. I feel like they used to be kind of just general people sitting around talking, and now it's just become more of a learning tool for
Yeah.
different industries.
It is. And it's really cool. Our industry is definitely catching up. More and more people are sharing their secrets because I think everybody understands now that there's plenty of business out there for all of us.
Mm-hmm.
Which is it's been really nice to see that, hey, we're all out here for one purpose, and that's to provide value to the American people, to make sure that they're in the right plan, that we leave them better off than where we found them. And they're, especially with marketing, the insurance industry, it revolves around one letter. I mean, one word, and that's leads. It's leads. Like, how do I get in front of people? And it's been really cool to see, and you hit the nail on the head. Like, people are out there doing podcasts, sharing, not just generically talking about things, but like, here's exactly what I do. Like, here's exactly how I do it, and what I recommend you don't do or do. And it's just really refreshing to see. It's really cool.
Yeah. So we're gonna switch gears a little bit, but what products do you specialize in selling, or do you really sell any products, or is it just kind of more like a coaching type of thing?
Yeah, so we're an FMO, so we get an override. That's how we make a living. Now we do have they call them LOA agents. So we do have career agents here internally at Tidewater. So we do have people out in the field that are working, and it's primarily it's Medicare and life insurance. But what our LOA agents do and our career team is, they're out in the field. So when they have obstacles or when they do something really well, they share those best practices with not just our internal team, but also our external team, which are our independent broker partners. So, but yeah, just coming back, what we sell, it's primarily, I've got a banner back here, but it's kind of in small print. But yeah, it's senior market stuff, annuities. We call it life, health, and wealth is what we really specialize
Life,
in.
health, and wealth.
Yep.
Nice. I like that.
Yeah. Yeah. We try to, we always try to teach our brokers, we're like, look, your brand is so important, right? And when you think about a senior as they age, we look at it like a triangle, right? So you want to protect their life insurance, because them and their loved ones need it. You want to protect their health, which is their Medicare, right? And then because they have to have it once they retire or at 65 and older, and then their wealth. As somebody becomes older, they're looking to minimize their risk. And, they might have had some kind of investment that was very aggressive and that was great when they were younger, but now as they get older, they want to be a little bit more conservative.
Mm-hmm.
So we really like to say we're a life, health, and wealth agency for the senior population because we want to hit all three of those things.
That's awesome.
Yeah, thanks.
So how do you and you or your agents or both prospect for leads?
Wow. Um,
Loaded question.
I'm gonna circle D, all the above.
Yeah.
Well, shout out to you guys. We do have some of our partners that are using y'all and have had great experiences using the CRM dialer. They absolutely love it. So for anybody who's out there listening who is calling prospects, look, if you use a 3-line dialer, you can call 500 people a lot faster than if you're just dialing, right?
Mhm.
So, plug to ProspectBoss, like invest in their 3-line dialer, because if that's what you're doing, if you're making outbound calls, it is the best on the market. It's incredible. We have people using it. So, but it's a great question, Summer, and that's really why we do our podcast, because we have when I look at our broker partners and agency partners, it's almost segments, right? We have a very large group of our distribution that does very well with direct mail. We have others that do really good with digital marketing. We have others that do really good grassroots marketing. So, it really just depends on the broker and what they want to do and what they're capable of, right? Like you said earlier, some brokers just don't want to keep up with Meta and the Business Manager
Yeah.
because it's a pain and it changes all the time, right?
Yeah.
But we've also seen that, direct mail, where we used to get 2 to 3% return rates, are now 0.5%. So a lot of those brokers that were doing direct mail are now starting to cross over more into grassroots and digital.
Yeah.
So, our job to our partners and our agency partners is to say, hey, look, we have people doing X. If you want to try it, we'll teach you how to do it. So it's crazy. There's all kinds of marketing. We have brokers that are still doing billboards. I mean, it varies. It varies from just the broker where they are. Good question.
Yeah. I know those tires are always loaded. I did an interview about 2 weeks ago and with Joanna Wickoff, and she
Oh
owns
yeah.
Top Flight Agency.
Yep.
And she was talking about her direct mail. She actually had some in front of her. She's like, "This is what it looks like now." And she said before COVID, direct mail did pretty well, and then after COVID, not so much.
Well, it's Joanna's right. I mean, COVID changed everything. For so long, insurance brokers were, they were doing so much. We call it belly to belly sales, face to face, right? COVID shut that down for a year. So a lot of brokers had to transition to doing things online, and that meant enrolling as well. Um, and for us, we've seen a lot of those brokers that made the transition, they've stayed in that transition just because it's what they've become accustomed to. So, when you look at marketing, what we always like to advise people on is everything works a little bit. Don't put all your eggs in one basket, right?
Yeah,
Because if you put all your eggs into Meta and Facebook, well, what if Zuck tomorrow says you're no longer allowed to advertise insurance products? What are you going to
yeah,
do? Right?
it could very well happen.
It could, yeah. So we always advise people, hey, just know everything works a little bit. So try, see what you're good at, and then roll with, what is making you the best ROI.
Yeah, and I've been reading a lot too that, the best strategy is just to try something because
Mm-hmm.
I'm 2 years, oh, this summer will be 2 years into my career, like just after graduating college. And it's just, I feel like every day is growing pains almost
Oh
because
yeah.
it's just, some stuff, I think some stuff's going to work and then it doesn't. And then sometimes I think this strategy needs to be more developed and I'm not ready yet to, do a certain thing, maybe like a new ad or a new avenue or a new idea or something like that. And then but waiting is not, benefiting anyone either. So,
Yeah.
it's just about like trial and error. And like you said, don't put all your eggs in one basket. I would agree.
Well, I'm sure you've seen this too, with as much social media and digital marketing you guys are doing. The variable The variable in all your marketing is always the content. Always.
Yeah.
You could be the best, the most knowledgeable person about how to run a dynamic ad or a retargeting video view ad or whatever it might be. But if your image and your video is not engaging and your audience doesn't like it, it won't work.
That's true.
It won't. So, it's something we encourage people, like, look, the variables in the content. So if you're A/B testing or if you're running an ad campaign and you're not getting the engagement that you want, it's probably because of the content, right? So it's something that, we try to really educate people on. Here's something else, right? Just to bring some value to your audience. If you're making videos, if you have a YouTube channel, setting up Google alerts for your specific niche in marketing. So if like your life insurance, set up a Google alert and see what is the most highly searched topic on Google.
Yeah.
It's probably like, what's the difference between life insurance and term, and create content around that, right? So it's just little stuff like that just helps people just get their name out, to help them. But Joanna Wyckoff's awesome. I actually saw her last week in Alabama. She's awesome. She's all about bringing value to people. So plug to her.
Yeah. Does she speak at a conference or something, a convention?
She does speak at multiple conferences. The one that I went to, she was not speaking, but I did get to meet her finally face to face. We've been connected for a few years. Yeah, she's good peeps. So
Yeah. Yeah, I really enjoyed my interview with her. She taught me a lot, and learning about insurance is it's very hard. There's
oh
so
yeah,
many levels, and using all those different terms. But yeah, it was a very fun interview to do with her. So it's cool that you got to meet her.
yeah, it was
I believe
awesome.
her and Gary met at a conference a couple years ago, or however many years ago. I say that, but it's probably, who knows how long.
Yeah.
I don't really remember. But it's good to stay in touch with people like that in the industry that are
Oh
really
yeah,
influential like her.
definitely.
So, what would you say makes your organization stand apart from other agencies like yourself?
Wow, another loaded question. So real quick, a couple of years ago, about 5 years ago, so I've been in the business about 11 years. And for so long, I just got sick and tired of hearing stories about brokers being lied to by FMOs, whether it was about contract levels or whatever it might be. I got sick and tired of it. And at that time, I was dialing, right? Smiling, dialing. And I was like, there's got to be a better way. So it was a little bit over 5 years ago, we started a Facebook group for insurance agents. And the main priority for us in that Facebook group was to bring transparency to the industry. That was our main goal. Because look, the majority of FMOs, we're all the same, right? We have the same carriers. A lot of us are using the same technology, same co-op programs. But we had to decide, okay, what is going to separate us? And what we started talking about were things that, most people didn't talk about. Like, what does your contract really say? What does it mean to set up a succession plan? What should a business partner be doing for you? And what we quickly came to find out is that the industry was lacking transparency, and it attracted a lot of brokers to our team. So I would say, you know what, like, yeah, do we offer all the top level contracts and the technology and all that stuff? Of course we do, because we have to in order to call ourselves an FMO. But I think our transparency, and especially for getting out there on social media, and as an FMO to be as active as we are on social media, I think it speaks really high volumes for what we believe in. But we just believe in transparency. We believe in, if there's a broker that is interested in working with us, we will quickly identify if we can help that broker grow. And if we can't, we will tell that broker we don't think we're a good fit for you, and we'll refer them to somebody else. Because for us, what we really want is we want the insurance broker or the agency owner to have an overall good experience in this industry. That's our long-term play. We want to make sure that the broker is well taken care of. So I think mindset. And then the final thing, and we tell this to all of our partners, we work for our broker partners. We don't get paid unless they write business. So I think the mentality for so many years with FMOs is hey, you're my agent, you work for me. We're the opposite. We work for them. I wouldn't have a job if it wasn't for them.
Yeah.
So I think that's what really kind of separates us from the others.
That's awesome. Yeah,
Yes.
transparency and honesty and having the mindset, like you just said, of we work for you, that really will attract people because you, people kind of think insurance has this like premonition about insurance of being kind of a shady business at
Oh,
times.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah, so the fact that you said that and that's what makes you stand apart, then yeah, I would agree and I could see why that would make your company successful.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, and then what are your top three tips for new agents that are starting out?
Top 3 tips for a new agent starting out. Wow. Okay. Number one, remember you're 1099. Get a good CPA. Get a good CPA because you're going to be getting paid commissions and taxes are not taken out of those commissions. So when the tax bill comes the next year, be prepared. We've seen a lot of brokers that were not prepared for that in their first year. So go ahead and find yourself a good CPA that can guide you through the money, right? Guide you through the money. Second thing is develop a marketing plan. Whoever you partner with, whichever FMO you partner with, they can help you with this, but develop a specific, unique marketing plan. Where you're going to be working, the area that you're going to be working, write it all down on paper. How are you going to get in front of people? Because like I said earlier, this industry revolves around one word, and that's leads, right? What are you going to do to get in front of people, and how are you going to do it? Are you going to do it digitally? Are you going to do it grassroots or whatever it might be? And your upline, your FMO can help you with that, whoever you choose. So create that marketing plan, right? The third piece of advice that I would give somebody is to be patient. I don't care what anybody tells you. The first year in this industry is really hard. It's tough. It is a grind. But what I will tell you is, in our experience, if you can make it past the first 12 to 18 months, it is worth it 1,000%. This industry has created the most millionaires in the country, the financial services industry. So be patient with it. It takes time to develop. And I'll add one more thing, the fourth thing, find a good mentor, find a good upline that is going to shoot you straight, be honest with you, and actually partner with you on your growth. I hope those were pretty good.
Yeah, I think so.
Hold them off the cuff.
Yeah, being patient goes a long way, especially in any kind of industry that doesn't have a set path for you. Something that you kind of have to be creative in a way to make your own processes and standard operating procedures and just finding your groove and doing something new. That's kind of, a lot of people sell insurance, but there's not a specific guide to it or anything. No one's really going to train you day in, day out as much as you would probably like. So yeah, I would agree with that. And finding a good mentor, that definitely goes a long way too with these types of industries.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Well, you've given us some great information today. I just would like to ask how the people watching this podcast can find you, like your social media, website, the name of your podcast, and just kind of an overview of that information, just so they can circle back and watch your content to get some good advice as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're pretty active on social media. Our website is tidewatermg.com. We also have a Facebook group. It is called the Insurance Agent Real Talk Forum. You can search that on Facebook. We have close to 3,000 members in that group. Our YouTube channel is where we host our podcast. Our YouTube channel is just Tidewater Management Group. You can also reach out to me directly. I will give you my direct line, which is 919-867-6301. You can text me. And then my email is mike@tidewatermg.com. So we try to be everywhere.
All right. What was the number again?
Sure. The direct line is 919-867-6301.
Okay.
Shoot me over a text.
All right. Well, thank you for being on the show today again, and I wish you all the best of luck. It's probably about to be busy season. Well, it's always busy, but of
Yes. Yes. And thank you for having me, Summer.
course.
Another plug, guys. If you're not using Prospect Boss, be sure to reach out to them. They have some really cool programs that you can take advantage of. So thank you for having me.
Thank you. You have a good rest of your day.
Hey, you too. Thanks, Summer.
Thank you.